Now entering Silver Hollow. Written by Lucienne Lebeau. Narrated by Stephen Miller. Mystery Man. Phil flicked his cigarette to the ground and watched it burn. The smoke danced as it rose higher and higher to disappear into nothing. Time slipped away as his eyes followed the twists and turns of the pale trails. Closer and closer to the filter it went, the ash leaving a thick, sickly gray trail against the gravel on the driveway. A weak hiss escaped from beneath as he crushed it with one solid work boot. He no longer cared about Linda. The woman was tired, old news, screwing everyone behind his back. Phil tired of going home to the aroma of incense failing to mask the amount of sex that wasn't his, hers and another man's. She said the heavy perfume covered the pot, and she thought the cops would show up, so to be safe, she burned that stale sandalwood. Phil shrugged to himself and sighed. Not 3 weeks ago, she'd claimed that she hated smoking weed, and she made tea instead. He'd given up the green tea years back. It didn't interest him anymore. Sometimes it made his heartbeat zoom way too fast the way cold medicine did, so he quit. The cigarettes were something else he wanted to give up, but couldn't. They killed him by inches, every day, and he didn't know how to get rid of them. Like Linda. He looked up and stretched his neck. A smoky cloud wafted through the clear, blue sky overhead, trying to chase away the sun. The lone cloud failed, leaving a grayish haze that changed a small sliver of it to ash. Doesn't everything turn to ash? Time to get back to work. He put on his safety belt and climbed the side of the building. Working with the harness instead of a ladder made him feel like a superhero. That guy wouldn't use a ladder to scrape paint off the side of a building, and neither would Phil. With his mask secured, he scraped, going somewhere else in his mind. A place where there was no Linda, no cheating, no pills, no Phil's paint and plaster. Nothing mundane. Scrape, scrape, scrape. The old white paint lifted and fell in curlicues to the black tarpaulin below. He was a superhero. I'll save you. Dive-bombing the villains, breaking the necks of the evildoers, living a double life. There was Phil, the go-to guy for all your painting needs. And then there was his secret identity, Mystery Man. The villains in Phil's world? True evil. No anti-heroes. They murdered for the pleasure of plunging their knives deep into the chests of their target. Only Mystery Man could stop them. Scrape, cut, blood, pain. A wide gash leaving a drip, drip, drip as it oozed out of him. Shit. Phil watched his blood pour from his thumb, eyes wide, then narrowing. Red dots of his essence hit the side of the house, scarring the bare wood underneath with a rusty tinge. The flesh on his thumb opened like a hungry bird's mouth. His stomach attempted to leave via his chest for a moment, and he growled. He lowered himself to the ground and got into the back of his truck. The first aid kit was somewhere inside with the road flares and the flat tire fixer. After using his good hand to sort through the pile, success, soothing salvation was moments away. Phil slammed it onto the van bed and grinned as the damn thing popped open from the force. He liked being that strong. Whenever he used too much strength on something, he felt like a superhero. But Phil's grin soon turned into a grimace. His thumb was throbbing now from the effort. Alcohol pads, gauze, and tape in one hand, he set them on top of the box and cleaned the gash, letting it bleed. Grabbing the quick stopper, stops bleeding fast. Out of the kit, he poured it on the wound and waited. A few moments of pressure and adhesive, and the bleeding stopped. He added his liquid bandage and skipped the gauze and tape, hoping that would be enough. Satisfied that he wouldn't bleed to death, he headed back to the house and climbed back up to the spot where he'd been working. He needed to clean up that spot of blood, so he got his turpentine out of his utility belt. Mystery Man had one of those, too, and a clean brush. The spots
Sample complete. Ready to continue?